Hello guys and welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video we are actually going to talk about Overlord. I finally got to watch this anime as soon as I got done watching Kingdome, which actually was a little while ago. I started binge watching Overlord, and you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I've had this fun with watching an anime in a long time. Not just an anime, but a show. I've not had this fun just sitting back and watching a show in a long, long time. I've actually really just ended up enjoying Overlord a lot. And let me explain why. You know, some of my favorite stories are like when I was a kid. Like, some of my favorite stories would be like Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example. A story where almost every episode, there's something that contributes to the overall arcing story of the show, right? But sometimes it was also just fun to sit back and watch a goofy little show like SpongeBob. And yes, the original SpongeBob was also one of my favorite shows. But SpongeBob wasn't like a whole driving story or anything. It was just nothing more than a goofy, fun show to watch. And it's really funny because how I would talk about Overlord is a combination of the both. Yes, every single episode does it does relate to the overall arcing story, of course. But let me tell you, I have not just had something that was just fun and goofy to watch since I think maybe Dragon Ball or Naruto or something like that. Like, this was actually just a bunch of fun goofiness to enjoy. Maybe not exactly for the youngest audience. I will admit that you might want to be over 18 to watch this one, but I'm telling you, it was just absolutely hilarious. I would, I actually liked this. I thought this was funnier than One Punch Man, and One Punch Man is hilarious as well. But I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed One Punch Man, and I just don't know why. And it's funny because when I first heard of Overlord, you know, I put it on my list, like something that I kind of want to see, but like, it looked really cool because the character designs looked really, really awesome. But other than the character designs, I had really no interest in this show at all. Like, I would hear a couple things here and there, but I really wouldn't be all over the show at all. And it's really funny because it makes me think back as to Star Wars. You know why I got into Star Wars in the first place? It's because I thought Darth Vader looked absolutely cool. And that's why I ended up getting into Star Wars. And I love Star Wars, and Darth Vader is, again, my favorite character. Ainz Ooal Gown looks really, really cool, and I liked the character design. I really wanted to get into it. I just didn't have time, and I had no other interests other than the main character, Ainz Ooal Gown, looking really cool. And it's funny because now I kind of regret my decision of not getting into this sooner. Because I swear, I have had the absolute blast watching this show. It's got great characters. Now, there are a lot of characters. Many characters that I cannot remember the names of. Really, there's only maybe one name that you have to remember, and that's Ainz Ooal Gown himself. Other than that, you can pretty much forget about the rest. But, yeah, I actually really did like the show. I'm very surprised that I haven't got into it before. And what is this show about? Let's go ahead and tell you that. Yeah, my review of this, I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait for season 4. I hope they do a season 4. But anyway, so what the show is actually about is actually, again, when I first got into it, I had no idea what this was about. I saw some demons, I saw some monsters. Of course, Angel Golem is a really cool looking skeleton. But what it's actually about is it's about this guy who was actually just playing a video game at one point. He and his friends created this world inside this video game. Well, now his friends are moving on. He's the only one who doesn't really want to move on, but his friends are moving on, and he is the one kind of left. And now they're apparently going to shut down the game. So he just wants to sit around and hang out and enjoy his last moments with the video game. He falls asleep and wakes up to the video game world actually being real. And it turns out that whatever this world was actually now transported into another real world. A world of magic. A world of actually creativity and monsters, and it's just a fairyland. It's just a fairy tale land, and I absolutely enjoyed that about this entire show. I really, really did. And Angel Golem is absolutely my favorite, and it's actually hard. It's hard for me to say that Angel Golem is my favorite character because he's the main character, and it's really funny because a lot of the time my main character, the main character of a show, is not my favorite character. Like, a lot of the time, just for some reason, like Naruto. Naruto's not my favorite character. It's Itachi. You know? Dragon Ball. Goku's not my favorite character. It's Vegeta. A lot of the times, I don't like the main character. Like, even in My Hero Academia, I absolutely do love our main character Deku, but my number one is All Might. Like, typically I just don't like the main character that much. I don't know what it is. I know the story is about them, but like I end up liking other characters all the time. Angel Golem is absolutely my favorite character, and I think the reason why I really just like him is because he's supposed to be the overlord. He's supposed to come and rule the kingdom. His quest for domination is at hand, and it's really funny because all I ended up really being was he was a guy once talking to a friend of his, actually a creation of his, talking about the possibility of ruling the world. And from that one conversation, this whole thing comes out to be a quest for domination, when really all he really wants to is try to figure out why he's there, what's going on, if there's other players from his video game out there that could help him out, help him find his way back home, probably. At the same time, he's just having a whole lot of fun throughout all of this. But it's just really funny because all the time, someone would come out and say, well, this was his plan all along. And they'll spill out this humongous plan of world domination out there, and he'd be like, "Yep, that was my thinking. That was my plan. Yeah." No, they give him way too much credit. Little do they know that he actually has no idea what he's doing. And it's just fun to watch that kind of character play out, and that's what really the story is all about. Our overlord, who our Angel Golem, the master of death, wants to rule the world, except does he? He actually has no idea what he's doing. He's got all these minions, all the minions love him, but again, they think that he's amazing, and really he just has no idea what he's doing. Though, of course, because he was the most powerful character in the old video game, he's also the most powerful character here. And it's a lot of fun what they do with the character of Angel Golem. Now, I could get into some of the other characters because all of the characters are actually really likable. And again, this whole thing, it goes back to the story, right? Every episode does play a humongous part into the overall story, but what's really different about this one is, even though, yes, that's true, just like Avatar: The Last Airbender, I see this more as a SpongeBob type of show because what I mean by that is not that it's like SpongeBob. What I mean by that is that it's a kind of its own funny, goofy whole episodes, and every single episode, almost every single episode, really just has its own kind of hilarious arc that does relate to the bigger story, of course, but really, if it wasn't for the whole big connections, a lot of the times when I'm just sitting back and watching this, I was just flat out laughing my head off the entire time. Mostly at Overlord. Mostly at Overlord. I think he's like one of the best characters ever. And you know what? Ranking this. So, if you guys don't know, I actually do kind of like to keep up the rankings of my anime list. And where would I rank this? I would definitely rank this God tier. I want to put it in my top 10. Problem is, I love my top 10 favorite animes as well. If I could do a top 11 instead of a top 10, I think Overlord would be number 11 because I absolutely just pretty much fell in love with both the story, the characters, and the humor of the show. Just really kind of fit me. So let me know down in the comments below your thoughts about Overlord. Are you going to go watch this anime? I think you should, assuming you're 18. I really did enjoy this anime. Let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. And for now, I'm out. Bye. Overlord. What an awesome anime. Cannot wait to see season 4.